Top, top, top of the morning. Hope everybody is doing well. Another message from the streets, just a point of view. Think about it, and it's all good. Off the top, we can agree to disagree, or we can disagree to agree. Ain't nothing to it, we'll keep it moving. Today's topic is the colonized mind. And the colonized mind is a very serious topic and issue because a lot of us are walking around with colonized minds and don't even have the slightest clue that we are operating from a colonized perspective. The colonized mind is a state of mind that can operate in degrees. Some areas, some may not be colonized, and some areas we may be colonized. But let's go on into the topic, colonized mind. First, I was thinking about this topic because, a lot of things happen around us every day, and people have different views and opinions and, perspectives in life. And that's cool. That's what makes us different, And it's just as simple as like an elephant don't look at life the same way that a lion do. Or a zebra don't look at the life the same way as a crocodile do. But you know what? That's their view and that's their perspective. And human beings have those type of options and perspectives. But one thing about a human being that we can come to what is considered to be a collective truth about social issues. And, the colonizers have our mind colonized in these particular political arenas. May you be Democrats or Republicans, your mind has been colonized. Even independents, our minds have been colonized. And this is seems like it's a natural thing that's on the planet. Culture colonizes mind. Social groups or social attractions colonize mind. Colonized mind is a like mind to a mind that's other than your true and authentic mind. Now, the thing about this colonized mind that bothers me or I have an issue with is that it's 2021 and some of our people or some people on the planet is still fighting against collective proven truth in so many issues. And I'm going to speak on the issues with the so-called African Americans, so-called blacks, here in the wilderness of North America. First of all, our colonized minds have made us not only an enemy to ourselves, but to the God that we say that we acknowledge. Because in one sense, this poison data that has been uploaded, downloaded on our minds, give us a corrupt perception of one another. May it be because of our melanin or recessive. Maybe because of the grains of our hair, the color of our eyes, the size of our lips, the size of our noses, the area that we live in. What type of shoes you got on, what type of clothing that you wear. So these things are, fancies of the European nation. They also are illusions of the material realm. Yet, we go through this life and we gather certain information, certain things we're attracted to and certain things we're not attracted to. In the so-called black community, we have a terrible line of separation. This separation dealing with the economical perspective, where we was brought up, where our parents were fortunate or unfortunately to be able to bring us in this world and provide for us the way that they could, or not provide for us the way that they couldn't. And then there is one of the main issues that I wanted to speak on is that, first of all, nobody don't owe anyone anything. Only thing that we owe this world, I think, is to become the best person that we can be and exercise love, truth, and compassion and the oneness. That's what we owe. Other than that, it is our free will to do as we please. And so I'm speaking on how that some have become economical successful. And because of the colonized mind, the first thing we do is say, you know what, I'm going to take care of my family. And there's nothing wrong with taking care of our families. But besides taking care of our families, there's other issues that we should give back to our communities, give back to our brothers and sisters in our, community family. Some of our brothers and sisters have reached astronomical levels of revenue, and having opened up one school, having opened up one after school program, to teach economics, to teach the things that the European, Caucasian, so-called whites indoctrination centers refuse to teach in that way. There's no way in 2021 that people should be coming out of high school or even junior high school and not knowing about credit, not knowing about real estate, not knowing about stocks. But they want to tell us about geometry and trigonometry and, some fraudulent history agreed upon. That's not going to do us any good. See, that's a part of the indoctrination program. So once we become indoctrinated with this insanity, this is information that bombard our mind, and then we don't have a lot of room for other relative truth. So we just move on in the matrix, programming more programs, and that's what we are. We are programmers, human programmers, and I can prove it. Most of us, we program our children by the way that we discipline them, by the way that we handle them, by the information that we feed them. We program our children to be affiliated with falsehood and also with truth. We program our children to tell their children about the Easter Bunny or the Santa Claus. That's a program. And then there's others that refuse to program their children with those unreals, those untruths, those imaginary scenarios without giving them the truth behind it. Some people had their children up to 12, 10 years old believing that some guy flying across the sky. It's insane. That's the program. But all in the same sense. We must learn to be our brother's keeper. That's a program as well. But it's a program that'll help not just a group of people, but the entire world. Because when you're a trendsetter, when you have magnetism, when you have the ability to attract others to follow behind how you demonstrate. We got people around the planet wearing their pants halfway off their behinds. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying. We got people in all different nationalities rapping. Doing a lot of things, imitating the so-called African American, so-called black man. And we got people around the planet imitating this gangster life, thug life, or this ratchet life. We got to pay attention to these programs that have, led us astray, led us amok, that has skullduggered us, bamboozled us, as Brother Minister Malcolm would say, and, make some adjustments. Go out here and reprogram ourselves. Because if we don't reprogram ourselves, society not going to do it. Can't nobody do it but us. We get the initial program so we can come in this world and operate, function, and attempt to survive. And if we don't survive, we're going to be left to the wayside because that's a program. They over there tripping, let them be. I'm going over here. I'm keep on wah. Is that a bad thing? I don't know. When you look at it from possibilities, quantum possibilities in the future, it could be a bad thing. It could be a necessary thing. As far as a person being responsible and learning that you can't keep on doing the same thing, looking for the same results. The colonized mind is a dangerous mind. A colonized mind needs to be dismantled, rebooted, reprogrammed to get the virus off. And even when the program is rebooted and the virus is taken off, there's another potential colonized mental operation that would take place that would not mean the development of humanity any well being. We look at these political gangsters, these political charlatans, demons and devils, Capitol Hills and political positions all across the country, all across the world. They're in collective agreement to the oppression and the suppression of the people. And the people are never going to get free until the people that have gathered economical strength come together and build the Atlantis. What is Atlantis? Atlantis is a society and a community that's not going to be tolerant of certain nonsense. But it also going to be a society that will learn from the mistakes that have been made beforehand. And we are at the threshold to doing that. But minds have to be in alignment, have the same type of vision, and make it happen. Make it happen right here in the United States. There's plenty of land around here. Whereas though, the Quakers and the Mormons, they got lands, and different the Mennonites, they got land, and, people got properties dealing with churches and Islamic systems. So a person can get together and make a utopia within this hell that we're experiencing. And have some rules, regulations, some governing factors. Give people opportunities. They mess up, you gotta go. This just a stretch of my imagination, what I'm thinking. Because even if a society like that would arise from the ashes of, democracy, or within the furnace of democracy, haters will come and try to destroy you. But you got to be ready for that. Develop that mental game. Get that spiritual path or that spiritual awakening within you to take you to the highest place, and know that this flesh is destined to transition. It is destined, just like the cicada be in the ground for 17 years and come out, it become intimate with the female cicada, then died, and the female cicada had a baby, then died. Even become food for other insects and birds and things. That's the destiny. And the destiny of each and every one of us is to transition. But we shouldn't transition without doing the best that we can do. Becoming our best self, our authentic self, that which we were created to be. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm over my time period. I really ain't touched on the colonized mind as in a level that I wanted to. Maybe I'll speak on it again. Thanks for tuning in. Have a blessed day on purpose, with purpose. Remember, life is all purpose. Peace, love, and goodwill to all humanity.